Okay, so Unit 5B, or sorry, Unit 7, right, number 5B, and again, we're still talking about compound probability. So 5B, compound probability. Okay, so again, I have a couple more examples and then one idea to share with you. Okay, so example 2, right, if we continue on from where we were. So example 2. So I'm going to give you a table. So this table looks like this. It's a two-way table. So it has 3 rows, 3 columns. So this top one is not filled in. So this left one is sister, and then no sister. And then this is brother, and then no brother. So sister, no brother, right? So we have a 5 here, a 3, a 4, and an 18. Okay, the question is, right, given the table, so find probability a student and then part A has a brother and a sister, has a brother and sister, and then B has a brother or a sister. Okay, so before we do this, if they ever give you a two-way table on the state test and don't give you the totals, please fill them in. So we're going to squish it right here. So total. Okay, so if we add down, 5 plus 3 is 8. That means that 8 people total have a brother. We add down, 4 plus 18 is 22. That means 22 people total have no brother. We add straight across. 5 plus 4 is 9. That means 9 people total have a sister. We go straight across 3 plus 18. That means 21 people total don't have a sister. And then down here in the bottom right corner, if you add the column or if you add the row, you're going to get the grand total, which is 30. And again, this is the grand total. All right. So we want to find the probability of a brother and a sister first. Okay, so I'll do this one in yellow. So the probability of a brother and sister equals. Well, we're just going to look at the one cell that represents having a brother and a sister. And that one cell is right here. It's the 5. Out of the grand total, which is 30. And now again, you can use Desmos or your brain. If you divide by 5 on top and bottom, you get 1/6. That's the probability that someone has a brother and a sister. Now, what if we do has a brother or a sister? So now what we're doing is we're in the probability of brother or a sister. So now we're going to look at, right, all the people that have brothers. So there are 8 total people that have brothers out of the 30, plus all those who have sisters. There are 9 total people that have sisters out of 30. But now again, counted in this 8 and this 9 are the 5 that have both twice. So you have to subtract the 5 out of 30. Okay, so we're subtracting this, which is a part of the 8 and the 9. So now when we do this, we get 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 minus 5 is 12. 12 out of 30. And again, when we simplify that, divide by 6 this time, we get 2/5. So you can see that when you do the OR, typically your probability is a little bit higher. Okay, next example, example 3. So example 3 says, okay, given the probability of A equals 0.32, the probability of B equals 0.2, and I'll do it right here, and the probability of A or B equals 0.366, Find the probability of A and B to nearest thousandth. So if you notice, they give us 3 probabilities and they want us to find a fourth. These 4 probabilities are used in the non-mutually exclusive OR formula. That formula is P of A or B equals P of A plus P of B minus the intersection, P of A and B, the overlap. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this formula and the numbers they give us and just plug things in. So do they give us the P of A or B? Yes, they do. The P of A or B is 0.366. So 0.366 equals. Do they give you P of A? Yes, they do. 0.32. Plus, they give you P of B? Yes, they do. 0.2. Minus, do they give you P of A and B? Nope. That's what you're looking for. So let's call that X. And now we're going to solve this just like a regular equation. So let's combine our like terms right there. So 0.366 equals 0.52 minus X. And then we're going to we're going to subtract both sides by 0.52 to get the X by itself. When you do that, you get negative 0.154 equals negative X. And then divide by that negative 1 that's in front of that X. When you divide by negative 1, you get an X value of positive 0.154. That is the near 1,000th because that's 3 decimal places. So in this problem, the probability of A and B is 0.154. So just using the formula and doing some algebra to it. Okay, more work of that formula. Okay, last but not least, I want to have a quick discussion on what it means to be independent. Okay, so in probability, if we're working with compound events, sometimes they're independent and sometimes they're dependent. So independent events mean the following: the occurrence of one event does not affect the probability of a second event. The probability of one event does not occur or does not affect the probability of a second event. So if I want to find the probability of A and B occurring, A and B, it is just going to be the probability of A times the probability of B. We're going to multiply. This is a very important formula for the state test. Now, the only time this works, though, big asterisk, is when A and B are independent events. So they must tell you that A and B must be independent events. Has to be the case. They must be told independent. Okay, so let's do one more algebra question here with the formula. All right, last example, example 4 of this unit. These notes. So example 4, I wrote 2 when I said 4. I don't know. Okay, so example 4 says, given A and B are independent. With the probability of A being 0.05 and the probability of A and B equaling 0.025. Find the probability of B to nearest thousandth. Given A and B are independent, with the probability of A equaling 0.05 and the probability of A and B equaling 0.025, find the probability of B to the nearest thousandth. So again, because these events are said to be independent, we know that the probability of A and B will be equal to the probability of A times the probability of B. So, did they give us the probability of A and B? Yes, they did. It's 0.025. Did they give us the probability of A? They did, 0.05. Did they give us the probability of B? Nope, I'll call that X. And now we're just going to do one step, divide by 0.05 on both sides to solve for X, and you get 0.05 equals X, which means that the probability of B occurring is 0.5. All right, thanks for watching this video on probability. Good luck on your practice.